What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new video, and this video is called 5 stories that prove Wilt Chamberlain was not human. I was going to check out the highlights of his videos, but they're quite old looking ones, and I want to see, because I know Wilt, like, is it Wilt the Stilt? Is that what people call him? I don't know. Nicknames for a lot of people, but one of you guys asked me to check out Wilt Chamberlain, and I wanted to see like some facts, because he's meant to be like a crazy athlete, and this guy's called Mike Korzemba, or something. That's how you pronounce his name. And he looks like he's made quite a few of these videos. So if you know, I'm sure you guys can subscribe to his channel. But anyway, then we're talking. Let's check this out and see what makes
this channel. You know this is not the first time I've said a player is not human. But you also know that I saved that title for players that are on a different level. I'm talking about guys like Jordan, Kobe, Pistol Pete Maravich, Anthony Davis. Guys that were not only NBA stars, but they were also different.
I say, if you guys want me to check any more of his this guy's videos out, let me know, because I do find NBA videos interesting, and I want to see more of like the players who have been, players now. So if you guys have any more people than me to check out, let me know.
So today we're going to be talking about one of the most different players the NBA has ever seen. We're talking about former Harlem Globetrotter Wilt Chamberlain.
He was a Harlem. What are the Harlem Globetrotters? The people just do tricks, isn't it?
So we're not going to mention his stats. Instead, I'm just going to share story after story about.
I don't know too much about him. I just know he just got 100 points.
Your mind, I promise. And one quick note
They
before
better.
I just want to say, guys, we are 30,000 subscribers away from 1 million. So if you want to join this journey, vertical leap. Let's start out
his
by
vertical
saying
leap.
As a pure athlete, Wilt could easily fit into the NBA today. I know this because he wasn't only a great athlete in the 60s, he wasn't only a special athlete.
I say, how he looks massive.
Wilt was an absolute freak, an alien. He was, dare I say, not human? A little cheesy, I get it, but to show you what I mean, the first thing we're going to talk about.
Did he have a good jump shot then?
Vertical leap. Now, we're not sure exactly how high Wilt could jump. That wasn't something they measured in the 1960s. Regardless, some from his era have estimated that Wilt's vertical was around 48 inches, while others have said that it was as high as 54 inches. So even if his vertical was on the low end of the spectrum there, we're still talking about a 7'1" center who apparently had a vertical that was comparable to Michael Jordan's. That seems crazy, I get, but let's just
that is pretty ridiculous.
This video, we can see here that during a game, Wilt's arm almost reaches the top of the backboard. So
that's the side. Wait a minute.
Wilt's arm almost reaches the top.
That's his arm. That's not his arm. Sure, that's fucking freaky long. That is ridiculous. Look how long that looks like. It's like Stretch Armstrong. It's like Michael Jordan from Space Jam. That's how long his arm's going for. Why is he not playing?
Of the backboard.
That's ridiculous.
If you think a 54-inch vertical leap is a little unbelievable, fine. Let's just agree though that the man could jump. That was a major reason for why he was so unstoppable at the time. Not only was he among the tallest people in the world, he also had the highest vertical in basketball. This allowed Wilt to leap over.
This is why he dominated so much. No one else could actually play.
For rebounds that other men of his era could only dream of grabbing. Wilt's jumping ability was legit. The game tape certainly proves this. And the thing is, the stories we have from Wilt's time only further this fact. For instance,
I want to see what else he's got.
Wilt's coach Fog Allen was pushing for basketball to be played on 12-foot rims, which was strange. But what was even stranger was that
I don't even know how big the rims are now.
Routinely dunk on those 12-foot rims. And actually, that should be no surprise, because
are they 10-foot, mate?
Wilt could grab a quarter off the top of the backboard. Keep in mind, the top of the backboard is 13 feet tall. And perhaps the most incredible thing Wilt's jumping ability achieved was an actual rule change, because
I can touch the rim just with my finger, and that is it. I can't grab hold of it, I can't dunk it, and I'm 5'9". That's all I can do. I can tap it with my finger.
To make sure that every foul shot he took went in. Yes, this was legal at the time, and of course it isn't now, because basketball had to change its rules for Wilt Chamberlain. Number 4.
Justin.
Freakish strength. When players
How's...
from his era talk about Wilt, they
he is big,
refer
isn't
to
he?
his strength as almost some godlike ability. For instance, Johnny Kerr, the former coach of the Bulls during Wilt's final years in the league, has been quoted as saying, "People talk about the strength of Shaq. I think Wilt could have picked up Shaq and thrown him through the hoop." Yes, in a time before modern weightlifting routines,
I don't think that's
popular,
that's
Wilt
true.
has been described by many as the strongest basketball player they had ever seen. He used this strength to casually body defenders on his way to the basket, to throw away
he must show you like a fact to show why he's so good. I know Wilt got 100 points before. That's the guy.
This strength is one of the biggest reasons why Wilt supporters claim he would still be a star in the NBA today. And while I'm not going to take a side in that argument because it's impossible to prove one way or the other, the fact remains that Wilt's strength
has he passed away now then?
Freakish, and it scared people.
Ah.
Former Celtic Casey Jones remembers that once Wilt used one arm to stop Casey and lift him off the ground with his feet dangling. Casey remembers that his legs were still shaking when he went to attempt his free throws. And as for his teammates, there was a time when Paul Silas was about to get in a fight, and instead, Wilt picked him up, turned him around, and said, "We're not going to have that stuff." To which Paul responded, "Yes, sir. And trust me, there are other stories. Stories of Wilt picking up two 200-pound grown men up into the air by their shirts like some cartoon.
He picked that guy up like it was nothing.
Wilt casually lifting 600 pounds as if it was nothing. But at this point,
you guys say pounds. We don't say pounds
on
over here.
Another level, which brings us to number 3. Faster than NFL running backs.
What?
I guess now would be a good time to mention the fact that Wilt was nearly a
Right.
world-class track athlete. In college, he won the Big 8 high jump competition 3 years ago.
That's when they jumped it like that.
Put 56 feet and he ran a sub-11 second 100-yard dash. It's that last fact, Wilt's speed, that is perhaps the most impressive thing.
Especially at this height he is as well.
There have been a handful of guys who were really tall, really strong, and could jump really high.
Never fast.
How many of those guys were also among the fastest men on the planet? Time and time again in the NBA, Wilt proved his speed, as several times a game he would beat other centers down the court for easy baskets. His teammates knew to look out for these opportunities as much as possible because
is that him? Wait, that's him there.
Wilt really was. His former coach with the Warriors, Alex Hannum, illustrated this by saying, "When I coached the San Francisco Warriors, I thought
is that what they used to be called? San Francisco Warriors?
By far. So I set up a series of races, baseline to baseline. In the finals, it was Wilt and Al Attles, and Wilt just blew past him.
I couldn't imagine seeing someone 7'1" running that quick.
All-around athletes the world has ever seen. And if you're still not convinced of how fast Wilt really was, just listen to this. Legend has it that at a party, Wilt and NFL Hall of Fame running back Jim Brown began to argue about who was faster. So they went outside and Wilt beat him in a race. Then Jim Brown wanted a second chance. So they raced again and again. Wilt beat one of the best running backs the NFL has ever seen.
But is that a true story or what?
Speed. Yeah, the man was just ridiculous. Number 2. Underrated defensive.
So you guys need to let me know if you want me to check out his highlights as well.
I'm not going to talk about Wilt's stats in this video. And I'm not. We all know his stats. So instead, let's talk about the most underrated part of Wilt's game, his shot blocking ability. Because when we look back at that
did he
era,
just block 3 in a row?
Bill Russell and his defensive ability. What everyone has forgotten though was that Wilt had
Isn't that like goaltending if they slap it?
Now, the
I don't know.
NBA did not record blocks and steals back when Wilt played, so we don't know exactly how many blocks a game he had. What we do know is that there are several stories available that can give us an insight onto just how dominant he was. For instance, before his first game against Wilt, future Hall of Famer Walt Bellamy went up to Wilt and said, "Hello, Mr. Chamberlain, I'm Walter Bellamy." Wilt shook his hand and replied, "Hello, Walter. You won't get a shot off in the first half." He then proceeded to block all 9 of Bellamy's shot attempts in the first first half,
Fries,
finally
look how far
beginning
he's
the second
reaching.
half by saying, "Okay, Walter, now you can play." Keep in mind, Walter Bellamy averaged 31 points a game that year. It's stories like that one that prove just how good Wilt was defensively when he locked in.
Bloody why would it pause? The thing about these stories is, like, are they actually true? Because if it is, that's ridiculous. Like, I don't know. I wish I was tall and played basketball.
For instance, there was a time when opposing big man
I'm
Tom
tiny.
Masheri
I'm
tried
Alan.
to
Is
fake
it
Wilt out with 4 pump fakes before
I'm
finally
Isaiah
putting up a
Thomas's
shot
size, I
and
think.
was rejected. The ball landed back in Masheri's hands, where again he tried several fakes, and again he put up a shot and was rejected. Instead of trying a third shot, Masheri decided to fight Wilt in anger. So he tried to throw a few punches, but Wilt just looked at him and laughed while holding his hand on Masheri's forehead. Finally, Wilt said, "That's enough," and Masheri stopped immediately. And the final story we have of Wilt's defensive dominance comes from Larry Brown. As
this guy
Brown
sounds like an
witnessed a
absolute
time when
freak of
Magic
nature.
Johnson had just entered the league and Wilt was in his mid-40s. The two were playing a pickup game at UCLA, and in the game, Magic made a few questionable calls.
Oh, okay.
This made Wilt mad, so Wilt declared to everyone, "There will be no more layups in this gym." He then proceeded to block every single one of Magic's shots, because
Is he talking about Magic Johnson?
a lot of star athletes, Wilt did not get soft with age. In fact, and number 1,
Here we go.
volleyball star. To give you
Volleyball
an idea of
star?
just how well Wilt Chamberlain aged, when the man was 45, the Cavaliers offered him a contract. Then, when he was 50, the New Jersey Nets did the same thing. That's how in shape Wilt kept himself. Maybe he lost a step when he entered
50.
his 40s, but he made up for it by somehow managing to increase his strength. This happened when he was working out with Arnold Schwarzenegger on the set of their movie Conan the Destroyer. As on set, Wilt increased his bench press to an absurd 500 pounds. He managed
500
to maintain
pounds?
this late into his...
Let me look this up, okay? There's a reason why is because 500 pounds to kg. Let's see this. What is this in kg? 226. Okay, that's a hell of a lot. But say you guys say pounds. I don't get why.
As when he was 59, he was still able to bench press 465 pounds, which was incredible. But moving away from his strength, let's talk about Wilt's volleyball career. Yes, did you know that after the NBA, Wilt began a career as a volleyball player? Somehow, in his retirement,
reason why
Wilt was able
is because
to
he's so
learn a
bloody tall.
completely different sport and become a near professional level player in that sport. For years after basketball, Wilt appeared in volleyball all-star games against some of the best competition in the world. And while his fundamentals were a little spotty, I mean, he did start playing volleyball seriously when he was in his 40s. Wilt was still able to use his overall athleticism to gain one of the deadliest spikes the sport had seen. And due to his playing ability as well as his work trying to raise volleyball awareness across the United States, Wilt was inducted into the Volleyball Hall of Fame. Was there anything on earth this guy could not do? So there you have it, guys. 5 or about 20.
And that is nuts. So like I said, guys, make sure you're going to check out Mike Zemba's video if you've never seen him before. But that is nuts. If you have any like facts about him, let me know, because it'd be awesome to check him out. And also, if you want me to check out the highlights of his videos, I'll also do that as well. But thanks for looking. Thanks for watching, shall I say? And I'll speak to you soon.